Hey there. Hey. Welcome to Peach Tea. This is me, Georgie P, and I am so glad that we are back and ready again. Okay. So let's talk about it. What have I done for the week? Let's see. Oh, I did my meal prepping. I have lost a couple inches around my waist. The whole point, so I can lose inches around my waist. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this to say the problem is here comes November with Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then I put on the weight because it gets cold and stuff, and I don't go outside, and then when I go to the gym, I get sick. So the whole goal now is to keep the weight off rather than put the weight back on at the end of the year. So I have lost a couple inches. I'm really happy about that. Oh, I took my man for a walk. Let's talk about that walk. I tried to be like ladies from the TV shows. You know how they be like, oh my God, I took little Brittany for an 8 mile jog. We went for a 10-mile jog today. Can you believe it? We did 12 miles today. Can you believe it? Me and Nova did 8 miles. He was in the stroller. Yep, we had a good time. Um, so let's talk about him in the stroller and having a good time. He had almost a blast because one thing about Nova when he's in the stroller, he has a good time because he's always moving, he's always going, like he enjoys it. He's just the whole time, right? I was going, I said, right, move it. I stopped every 2 miles to drink some water, right? Mile two, good. Mile four, I said, okay. Do I wanna? Well, when you get to mile two, that's when you have to decide if you want to turn around. So when I got to mile four, that's when I knew I should have turned around, but I was already there. What am I gonna do? So I kept going. We kept going. We kept moving. There's parts of the walk he doesn't like because it gets a little loud. And my baby doesn't like loud sounds. He doesn't even like my loud voice when I get excited. So he's like his mama. But we got to mile six, and oh, goodness gracious. Like, when I tell y'all I was dying, your girl was dying. Like, I started so proud. I was holding it with the three fingers on each side like this. I had these two, they was just chilling. I had my headphones on. I'm gonna show you the slow progression. I was, I shouldn't have done this, but I'm here now. That was mile number six. That was mile number six. I was under the bridge. I was just like, but I had to do it. So when I was younger, I used to watch this movie, and I forget what the movie was called, but it was a Disney movie. I'm a Disney girl, and it was about like a volleyball team, and it had America Ferrera, I think that's her name on it, and the line was "Si se puede," yes, we can. So I tell myself that whenever I feel like I can't do it, that's what I tell myself. So I was telling myself that come mile number two and a half, three, because I was already past the point of no return. Like once you hit a certain point, it's just now there's no point in me turning back around. I might as well just see it through to the end, right? So I was like, si se puede, I got it, I got it, I got it. I got to like, let me say this, I got to mile 7.75, and on occasion you see like this guy who he he's disabled and he's sitting there and he's like, go, man, go. And I seen him and he was like, you can do it. You can do it. And I was like, he's like, you got it. And he held up his elbow. He said he was in the chair like this. I swear to God, I said, you would have really thought like I was really like, I felt like when I got back to the car, I had no water. I drove, we got to like the bridge and I was really just over there like, I need some air. I sat there for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and Nope and I just sat there in the air, and then I put him in the car, and I had the AC blasting for like 20 minutes. Right? I wasn't supposed to tell a story about this, but I'm gonna just tell you guys how it went. And I did not nap. Typically, after a good walk like that, like I nap. I did not nap. I was up and alive. I was moving. I tried to nap. I tried really hard. Sometimes I be trying to nap and it doesn't work. And that's a problem for me. Like I do everything possible. When I say everything, I mean everything. I mean everything. Like every single little thing that you could think of. And it's complete. So now what I'm gonna do after my walks, I think, is I'm just gonna like make a smoothie, make something to eat, do some stretches, some yoga, do something a little bit more productive with my day rather than trying to go to sleep because apparently it's not going to be a thing. Now, what else did I do for my week? I meal prepped. I made Italian pasta salad and my proteins. I'm trying to do extra protein, so I've been doing extra protein. I'm trying to think for next week what I'm going to make. Oh, this upcoming week, but I haven't decided yet. If you haven't noticed, I'm glowing. I don't know, I just feel like I feel something just really deep up inside of myself. Like I feel so good and I just feel like it's emitting itself. I have an exuberant glow. Okay, so we're going to go into this week's inspiration. This week's inspiration is look into yourself, notice your flaws, and really make those changes. I was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about how, like, people get into these different situations and they ask themselves, like, what am I doing and why am I here? But they don't act on it. So it's like, so what I said to the person was, so when, like, okay, so what I learned to do is I'm in this situation, like, no matter what the situation is, I could be doing a new job, I could be meeting new people. I'm in this situation and I'm like, is this beneficial for me? Is this bad for me? Or is this going to leave me just right where I am? Is this not going to hurt me? It's not going to help me. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to help me. So some people, a lot of people, and I'm going to say this, a lot of people, and I just don't think that because you choose not to listen to your inner self, like we are born with free will. You have the ability to do anything in the world that you want to do. There might be consequences for what you do, but you have the ability to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? But that doesn't mean that you should do it. That does not mean that you should do it. That means that maybe you should ask yourself these questions, and when you find out that this thing is beneficial for you, instead of pushing this person away or instead of re- removing yourself from the situation, you should go forward in the situation. And you can look back and think of all the different things that you've done in life where you probably should have moved forward. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, we are all always introduced to new situations and we all react differently to these situations. But it's like, just because you're introduced to a new situation, is the situation actually new? Are these patterns that you've seen before? Is this something that you've realized is like not good for you? Is this something that you realize, okay, in the past I should have moved forward on this, so this is something that I should actually move forward on? You know what I'm saying? Or is this something like when you're just like, I'm not sure how to feel about it, so I'm just I'm just here. I'm just living. A lot of people are just living. And I think it's the sheep theory. And I don't know if the sheep theory is actually a theory, but it's a theory to me. I've seen it. Like there's wolves in sheep's clothing, but I don't believe that a wolf in a sheep clothing is a bad problem, is a bad issue sometimes. I believe that to be the lone wolf in a herd of sheep is not a problem. It just means that you're separated. You're different from people. You are not like normal people. You are cut from a different cloth than everybody else, and that's fucking fine. Take accountability for your actions. When something is going on, yes, somebody may have hurt you. Yes, something may not have been good for you, but you probably allowed it to go on. And that's something that a lot of people don't do. We don't take accountability for our actions because I say we because I'm included in that group of people. I'm at the point now when I want to take accountability for my actions. I want to be held accountable. I want to be able to apologize and say, yes, I was wrong. And I'm not going to say, yes, I was wrong to you in front of the masses because it's not their fucking business. It's our business. And that's the problem with people. People always want to be like everybody else, and your business has to be everybody else's business. And I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying everybody. And the problem is, it's not their business. You fixing yourself is not their business. You going through what you're going through is not their business. You being a better you is not their business. You can flaunt you a better you, but tomorrow you might not be the best you that you are today because something could happen. But I'm just saying. Take accountability for your actions, people. I'm sorry, I think I veered off really wrong, but take accountability for your actions. Oh, like, even though we're being introduced to new people, even though you're being introduced to new situations, new things, are they really new? I've learned when things happen, have I let it happen? Like, have I allowed it to happen? Have I opened myself? First of all, have I opened myself up to be hurt in a situation where I shouldn't have been hurt at? Because is this a situation I really should be upset at? Now, if the answer to that question is yes, then I ask myself those three things. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Is this beneficial for me? Is this not beneficial for me? Let's be realistic. A lot of times we get put in situations with people who seem like they're not it, but when that mask comes off, and I call it a mask, like there's nothing on your face. But when you take it off, you're not the same person you were as when you wear it. Like, who's this person who's like, you aren't the person when I met you. You used to be like this really nice, great person. Not anymore. Be realistic. You already knew this. You already knew this. You knew they weren't that great of a person, but you chose to stay around. Now, people do fucked up shit. I'm not going to say that, but just take accountability for your actions. Notice your flaws and change your ways. That's why there's so many fucked up people in this world, and you are fucked up because you know what you're doing might not be right, but you continue to keep doing it. Like, stop doing it. Stop doing it. Is that a hard thing to say? Is that a hard thing to do? Stop doing it. Do something different. I don't think so. All right, y'all. So let's talk about it. And what I'm thinking, it's going to go off the inspiration. Why don't we cut off people when we need to cut them off? Like, and I'm not talking about just relationship wise. Like, I'm talking about like parents, siblings, cousins, secretaries, whatever. Why don't we cut them off? Why does this person still work for me when their customer service is horrible? Why are you still here? Why are you still on my social media? We don't fuck with each other in that same way. At least on my end, I don't. So it's like, why are you still around? This is like a real true conversation though, because you have to sit here and think about it, and you're really just like, I have some fucked up people in my life. Conversation about to get serious, y'all. Like, I got some fucked up people in my life. Like, why are you here? You ain't doing nothing for me. You ain't helping me. You ain't hurting me. You might be hurting me. Why am I accepting your presence in my life? Now, when I cut you off, I need to remember how you treated me and how I felt. Because here's the thing. You can change the person's personality, you can change them in and out. You can change your Barbie doll however you want your Barbie doll to dress. Your Ken doll can be however you want your Ken doll to be. But how does that make you feel? Like, how do people make you feel when you have them around you? Now, if this person makes you feel good, and somebody once told me back in the day, somebody that I knew, you should always have three types of people in your life. You should have somebody that you want to be, somebody that you used to be, and somebody that you are, which means somewhere that you want to be. Okay, somewhere that you want to be, somewhere that you used to be, and where you're at now. Now, if you have too many where you used to be's, then that's a problem. Now, if you are in an untreaded zone, a gray zone, no, let's not say gray zone. If you are in a purple zone, purple zone. If you're in a purple zone, and maybe your color is pink. My mind immediately went to red, but then you might take it as gang stuff, and I'm not thinking gang stuff. But so pink, let's say pink. You pink. I like pink. I like magenta. Okay, let's say magenta. So it's purple, right? But you're more of a magenta person, and it's like, do we really mesh? Like, do you really make me feel good? Are we going to be able to coincide in life? Like, now, you're purple, are you going to grow into a magenta? Are you going to grow into a royal purple? Are you going to grow into a gray? Honestly, I like lavender more than royal purple. So let's say that. The question is like, what color are you actually evolving to? Because if you're evolving into a gray, then that's not what I want. That's where I used to be, and I'm already too gray. I want to get to a royal purple. Well, I want to get to like a great magenta. That's my color. That's my favorite color. So I would want to be a magenta. So are you turning into a royal purple like me? Because I don't mind too many people like me. But one problem with a lot of people is a lot of people like yes men. And if you like yes men around you, you're a problem in society. That's something that a lot of people don't say. Because why do you want people around you who just tell you that you're right all the time? Why do you want people to make you feel like you're great all the time? You're a great person, you could be, but you probably aren't if you have so many yes men around you. I'm just saying. Now, there's nothing wrong. Well, I'm going to be biased. I feel like there's a little bit something wrong with having too many people like you around you because there's nothing wrong with having a good time. I always want to have a good time, but I need to make sure I have a mixed group of people within me, right? Because I need to make sure, like, I see where I want to go. I see where I want to be. I'm able to envision it. I can feel it. I can touch it. Like, I don't mind driving to go look at the mansions. I love to drive and look at the mansions. I love to drive and look at the houses because this is where I'm going to be one day. I'm going to have a nice plot of land with all my little critters and all the little animals and my gardens. I'm going to have my bees. I'm going to have all my things. So this, I have to be able to picture and see it. So I'm going to drive and look at it. Now, I got something to say. And what I'm going to say, a lot of people might not like, but there's enough people out there thinking it that I'm thinking it, and I'm going to say it. Right? And I'm going to say it for the people. Y'all are ass wipes. And what I mean by you guys are ass wipes, there's enough people in the world who are terrified to venture outside and don't want to deal with anybody because of how bad people are truly treated. And that's really sad. I'm not scared to venture outside. I am terrified to be put behind bars for an extended period of time. But I have no problem standing up for myself and doing whatever it is that I need to do. But why is there so many people who in this world are entitled to believe that the universe revolves around them to the point that people are scared to step outside? This may have not have been the right night for me to record the podcast, but we're going to get into it. Have you ever sat there and thought, how do you treat people in the world? I have. And I mean, I sometimes don't treat people always the best. I don't. But I make sure like I treat the people around me kindly. But I'm not an entitled sense of person. I'm not one of those. Do you know who I am? Because I am a nobody. Like, no matter who I can become, realistically, when my bones are falling from the sky from the fireworks that I will be turned into, I'm going to be nobody. I'm going to be a legacy. And people have been legacies for treating people literally like shit, and I don't want to be that. That's not at all who I want to be. But why is there so many people in the world who are comfortable treating people like shit? Like, what is wrong with you? What is your issue? Who are you to tell somebody that they are going to be fucking 45 with all these kids living in a trailer park? Who are you to tell somebody that they need to scrape the gum off your shoe? Because no matter how high you are standing, you could be Bill Gates. Tomorrow, Bill Gates could be out of money. Microsoft, Google could be all of that. Well, I'm sorry, it's Bing. Bing, Microsoft, Xbox, all of that could be gone tomorrow. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not going to wish that on a man. Like, I have no problem with Bill Gates. Please don't come after me. But realistically, like, So who are you to look down on? I'm not in the best of circumstances. Like, I don't have my own house. I don't live in my own house. That's a dream. That's a goal for me. That's where I'm going to be, right? But that's not where I'm at in this moment. Okay. So it's just, I don't look down on other people. I don't like to treat other people as if they're lesser than me, as if they have nothing for me. Like, I have no problem holding the door open for a homeless person. I don't. Now, when you're on the highway and you're going about to fucking slow in front of me in the motherfucking fast lane, we're gonna have fucking issues. But outside of that, no. So I'm just like, I'm just so amazed by the fact that because I run into them. I run into them, and it's just, and when I say you're fucked up, I don't mean like I'm not talking about like my thing is I get triggered easily. I'm not sensitive, but I do get triggered very easily. Like, I'm very well of this. I'm very well aware of this, but it's just, don't talk to me crazy. Like, people are scared to go into the dating pool because there's so many people out there who are tainted, and I won't say trash, but that's the word that is used, is that they're trash. And it's just like, why do you treat people so fucking badly? Like, what is wrong with you? What is really wrong with you? Yes, life is hard and life is bad, but why treat others the same way that you've been treated? Because you obviously don't like it. You don't like that stuff. You don't like when somebody looks down upon you. You don't like when somebody treats you any type of negative way. So don't do that unto others. And if you like that shit, save that shit for the motherfucking bedroom, because that shit's not cute. It's not cute to be the biggest hater on the block. I'm gonna say that. Somebody said that to me once, and I thought that shit was so not cute. Like, to think that, like, disliking, looking down on people is good, is a great thing, is not. Ew. I look down on you. Oh, that means that they look down on me. But I still stand by what I say. Okay, because let's just be realistic. Like, life does be life, but that doesn't mean that you need to treat people like shit. Treat people kindly. There's enough hate in this world from everybody. Don't be part of that everybody. Be somebody different. All right, y'all. So you know what time it is. Affirmation jar time. So it says my power, but it doesn't look right. So I never want to show y'all. But it says my power. So what do we think the affirmation this week is going to pertain to? I'm scared. Well, my finger picked it up. Oh, we got two. Crazy. So the first one is, ooh, every shadow has a light. Oh, okay. Every shadow is caused by light. So, like, you think about that. Everywhere that you go, you will have haters. That does not mean that you stop being the great person that you are. You could be a really great person in life. You could also be a Hitler. Sometimes you need to go into the shadows. Like, if you know that you are a serial killer, why are you walking amongst the streets? Why are you out here? If you actually truly know that you have an issue. Now, if you know that you have an issue and you know that it's wrong, why are you doing it? But every good deed that you do, there's always going to be somebody hating on you. going to be somebody hating on you. There's always going to be something coming from behind. There's always going to be something going on. That does not mean that you stop shining. You are a star, honey. Let them know you better shine that light, okay? Because I'm just saying, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, and no matter where you go, there's always going to be some random person back there hating on you. And don't let them hate on you, girl. You are great. You got a lot of good in you. And do it unless you're a Hitler. Don't do it. But go to veterinary school. Do that. Don't get into politics. Don't do that. Don't do that. Right? I feel like that goes off the let's talk about it. Okay. Oh shoot, lost it. I didn't lose it. Found it. All right, now let's see. These keep going back to the inspiration. This is crazy. Crazy. This one says, look at the negatives, but focus on the positives. Let me see if I can, because it's going to roll in. Look at the negatives, but focus on the positives. Life is going to beat you down. Like, life is going to try to take you out, honey. Life is going to give you the blues. It's going to give you a run for your fucking money. That does not mean that you give up your fight. That does not mean that you give in. You keep focusing on the good things that are happening for you. And they might not happen all the time. They really might not. But they will happen. And when they happen, you know something else is going to happen that's going to happen good to you again. It might take some time. But don't give up your fight. Don't give up your fight. Like, never give up. There's going to be people back there hating on you. There's going to be people in front of you trying to stop you. You keep going. Like, life is going to beat you down. Life is going to shut you up. Life is going to beat you up. Life is a bully. Life is the biggest bully of all. That does not mean that we buckle. You never buckle in front of a bully. Never buckle in front of your bullies. You continue to keep shining. Why? Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to dim your shine. They want you to buckle. They want you to give up. Never give up on anything. See it through. Continue going. Continue fighting. Continue doing it. Why? Because that reward in the end is going to be worth it. It's going to be so great for you when you get this, when you succeed, when you become the person that you really truly want to be. All that's going to be worth it in the end. Whatever tears that you cried, whatever stuff that you sold, whatever you lost, whatever, nothing's going to matter once you make it to that point, because then you're going to be like, woosah, I feel good. No matter who's hating on you, fuck them, because they're not you. They're hating on you because they see something in you that they want that they're not able to get. Fuck them. Fuck them all. I'm going to continue shining my light. I'm going to continue being this great person that I am, because why am I going to dim it for you? Why am I going to do that for you? That's what you want me to do. That's what you want me to feel. I'm not going to give up. My light is too bright. My positive is too strong for your negatives. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right, y'all. So that was the Peach Tea podcast. I'm so glad that we were here for another week. I hope to see you guys again next week. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. I know sometimes we get a little wild, we get a little off subject, but we always end up back on subject. I'm so glad that you guys were able to hang out with me for another week. I love you guys. Stay positive. Remember, don't let nothing beat you down. Continue shining your light. I love you. Have a good week. Georgie P out.